Hey everybody, today is day 20. We're almost to the end here. It's day 20 and our topic for the greater than one challenge today is sleep. Now, me being so old when I got diabetes, I can definitely tell you there is a big difference in sleep between before I was diagnosed and after I was diagnosed. Now, before I was diagnosed, I didn't sleep well because I have other things besides diabetes. But I at least slept, I would say, 6 hours a night max. I usually got 2 to 3 hours of sleep, woke up for an hour or two, and then got back to sleep for 2 to 3 hours of sleep. So I got 4 to 6 hours of sleep every night. Now, after diabetes, I can tell you, if I'm high, I toss and turn and toss and turn and toss and turn and can't get to sleep no matter what. And then once I'm asleep, I'm up every hour going to the bathroom. I've got to be every hour on the hour, and I am dying of thirst. So sometimes I'll wake up and just be like, I'm thirsty. It must mean I'm high. I'm not going to take a drink because then I'm going to have to pee. Like, you really think about it sometimes, like, am I thirsty enough to have to go pee in 30 minutes or not? And usually, whether I drink that water or not, I'm still getting up in an hour to go to the bathroom. Constant going to the bathroom. Just can't figure out how to get comfortable. My whole body is sore. Like, it's tight, it's loose, it's sore, it doesn't fit right, it doesn't go here. Like, it just, it's so frustrating. You just can't get comfortable. You can't sleep. You can't anything. You gotta pee all the time. Sometimes it feels like you have to go to the bathroom, and then you get up and you go to the bathroom and you sit down and you can't pee. And so this becomes a big fight when you have that high blood sugar, just fighting, trying to sleep all night long. And then if you happen to be low, every time I am low when I'm asleep, Edison now is starting to wake me up out of my sleep. He probably does about a 60% rate of getting me when I'm asleep. Sometimes I'll wake up, and when I'm waking up, it wakes him up, and then he's like, oh, you have something wrong with you. But he's still young, so it takes him a little while to catch on to, he's supposed to be when we're in bed, he's still supposed to be paying attention. So, the lows, I have really weird dreams. When I'm high, I don't dream anything. I might dream and I just don't remember it. But it's just blackness. But when I am low, I have the weirdest dreams. Like, just crazy, off the wall, just, oh my God, dreams. And the dream is usually what wakes me up. And then when I wake up, that's when I'm like starting to be shaky. I have the sweats going on, the cold sweats you get. You're like freezing, but you're sweating and you can't understand why. And your blankets are soaked and you're like, well, is it hot in the house, or am I just going low? And you don't know. You still have to get up. You still have to check it. You still got to deal with it. And like I've said in other videos, like, just because you stop for a little bit doesn't mean diabetes stops. Well, you stop checking your blood sugars. You stop doing what you're supposed to do when you're asleep, because you got to sleep sometime. Like, eventually you're going to fall asleep, and it just creates this cycle where you're not getting enough sleep, so it puts stress on your body, and the stress messes with your blood sugars, and the blood sugars mess with your sleep. It's just a constant cycle of trying to stay on top of it enough to where you're okay, but not stressed out so much that you can't sleep and get your normal daily activities done, which is kind of a hard balance to find sometimes. And like I've said in previous videos, I make sure that I'm high going into the night. So I really don't get much sleep most nights, but it's because I'm so afraid of going low and not being able to wake up in the morning. Now, if you go too high for too long and you start to go into DKA, I found that I go to sleep and I'm out. Like my kids, before I was diagnosed, were literally like jumping on me and like shaking me and yelling in my ears and stuff like that to try to get me to get up, to ask me, hey, what can we have for lunch? We're hungry. Can we have breakfast? So if you do get very, very, very high and you stay there for a while, you will be very hard to wake up. And I didn't realize that was my body warning me that I was dying, that one of these times I was going to fall asleep and they weren't going to be able to wake me up. And it was very close. If I had gone to sleep one more time, that would have been it. Every time when I was asleep, I was closer and closer to dying. And I didn't know that. I didn't realize that that's what was happening. But so that scares me too. So you get this fear of life all the time. Like you're always afraid of being too high for too long, because then that leads to DKA and coma and death. But you're afraid of going low because that leads to seizures and coma and death. So it's like either way, you got to play this balancing game all day, and it doesn't stop at night. You still have to play at night too, even though you're trying to sleep. So, and like I said, it's just a cycle. It just gets worse and worse. Like the longer you have it, you just get used to not having any sleep in your life. And I really thought that like when the girls were born and they were all really little, that like when you're going through that feeding the baby all night long and you got that brain fog going on, I was like, this is going to be the least amount of sleep I get. And when they grow up and they sleep through the night and everything, then I'll be able to sleep through the night. Well, they just got to the point to where I don't have to worry about them at all at night. And got diabetes. Now I can't sleep at night anymore. So you just kind of look at it like you're going to be sleep deprived for the rest of your life. It's like having an infant every night for the rest of your life, because you constantly got to wake up. And luckily some meters have little lights on them and stuff, but sometimes you have to turn on the lamp next to your bed so you can check your blood sugar, or so you could eat, or so you could give a shot. If you're like way too high, you have to give a shot in the middle of the night. Like some nights I'll wake up 400. Well, you can't go to sleep on a 400. You have to take a shot. So then I have to turn the light on so that I can see what I'm doing, to dial the pin and take a shot. That's where the pump comes in handy. You can just do, and then you can go back to sleep, and it'll deliver the insulin while you're sleeping. It's okay. So diabetes interrupts your sleep all the time for the whole time you have it, forever. And it does create this sleep deficit that causes brain fog, and just sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and it'll take me a while before I can like see things clearly, because the high blood sugar makes your eyes go blurry. You're still dealing with the brain fog and the sleepiness and trying to wake up. So sometimes you just got to take a shower in the morning just to become a person again, because you are so sleep deprived and just foggy and zoned out. There's not really another way that I know how to explain it, but like having an infant again. And it is crazy how hard it is. At night is usually the worst time for diabetics, because you have to give up some of that control so that you can have sleep. If you happen to be a diabetic caretaker and you have a child with diabetes, you know what I'm talking about. You don't get any sleep because you gotta wake up all the time. And even though your child might be 4, 5, 9, 12, 15, sometimes you still gotta wake up all night long and give them shots and make sure you're checking their blood sugars or scanning their Libres or whatever they have. You have to be vigilant even when you're sleeping. And that makes you tired, obviously. And so hopefully you guys out there are getting a little bit more sleep than I am. Go ahead. That's all we have today on the topic of sleep, or lack thereof, while you have diabetes. No sleep going on in this house here. Go ahead and comment below. Don't forget, our Taylor is still going on the Hey Taylor, and then we'll donate $10 to JDRF from the Fighting Flamingos to Taylor's team. Also, we have the Fighting Flamingo shirts. They're still up for grabs, so don't forget to comment shirt size. We'll ship one of those out to you. other than that, that's it, guys. So go ahead and comment below. How do you get your sleep? Do you get to sleep all night long, or do you have to take naps, or what do you do to get your sleep? What's some tips? You got some extra strong coffee or something? I need some of that. So go ahead and comment below. Tell me what's up with you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 21. Bye.